It is the Second Take Show here at WSVU FM 88.3 The Buzz. Owen Casterline, Sam Sweatman. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like the video, and if you enjoy the content, subscribe and check out the rest of our page for more of our videos. We also have our Instagram at the Second Take Show, all lowercase. And new sound effects too. But the Instagram, we also have been posting on TikTok. Finally, we've had this TikTok made for like 2 years, and we just never post on it. We only post on Instagram. We started a new series. I'm predicting the MLB slate every day until I go perfect. I'm on day 10 right now.
Yeah.
Haven't made the video. Video's probably not coming till later because I'm a little busy this afternoon, but I locked in my picks, and we'll see how it all plays out. But the TikTok is also at the Second Take Show, all lowercase. You'll see our logo when the name pops up, so you'll know it's us.
Yes, sir.
Did I get everything?
Yeah, I'm loving this new series, by the way.
Thank you.
Not just because I'm featured in 2 of the videos, but also because it's entertaining being able to keep up with this journey you're going through with all these days.
It's not easy. It's
No.
because I feel so right about all these games. Like, rarely do I look at any of them and I'm like, it could be this one, it could be that. I usually am pretty certain who I think's going to win. I haven't gotten any right.
Well, I think we realized it was going to be unpredictable when Miles Mikolas was pitching against the Pirates, and we were like, this is going to be like a 12-1 game. And then the Nationals won.
Well, they pulled him out. They
pulled him out for like 2 innings.
I don't know. He didn't even pitch.
No, he pitched a little bit. He gave up 3 earned.
Wow.
But like, for him, that's probably like a 7-inning scoreless.
This is true.
But
yeah,
it's so unpredictable. Like, it is so hard to get every single game right. Plus, you got some days where there's 15 games going on.
Mm-hmm. I have fun doing it. I like seeing how close I can get. Yesterday was good. 2 days ago, I went 11 for 15, which was crazy. That was by far the best day I had. All the days before that, I wasn't even a winning record in terms of game predictions. It was pretty brutal, but I think today we bounce back, have a big day.
I'm here for it.
But on this day in sports history.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Speaking of baseball, we're starting in 1947. Jackie Robinson bunts for his first major league hit. This marks the first hit of a legendary career from one of the, if not the most important figure in sports history. Awesome seeing something from Jackie Robinson on here on this day. Next up in 1951, New York Yankee Mickey Mantle. It's his first game. First MLB game. Another guy who's one of the all-time greats in MLB. One of the best Yankees of all time. The Mick.
Did the season start like a little later or something? Or did he just not play until like a month into the year?
I don't know.
Huh. I'm going to have to look that up.
But I included a Yankee because I also included a Philly for you. 1976, Mike Schmidt hits 4 consecutive home runs and drives in 8 runs as the Philadelphia Phillies overcome a 13-2 deficit to beat the Cubs 18-16 in 10 innings at Chicago's Wrigley Field. You remember that game, no?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. 13-2. Jeez.
You watched that on TV or did you go in person?
I was just watching from my TV.
Nice.
We just got in the TV.
Nice. In 2006, Sidney Crosby scores 3 assists in Pittsburgh's 6-1 win over the New York Islanders.
Gross.
To become the youngest player in NHL history to score 100 points in a season.
Whatever.
The 18-year-old becomes the 7th NHL rookie to reach the 100-point mark.
Cool.
It's been so long since I think anyone's associated the word youngest with Sidney Crosby. But
Yeah, truly. What is that, 2006 you said?
yeah.
That's crazy.
This one I included because it was either you or someone else. We were just talking about this player yesterday. Exactly yesterday. I don't remember if it was you or someone else, but in 2010, Ubaldo Jimenez pitches the first no-hitter in the Colorado Rockies' 18-year history, dominating the Atlanta Braves.
That was not
in a
me.
4-0 victory. I forgot who I was talking to, but we were talking about Ubaldo Jimenez. We were mentioning his name.
Is he... let me think about this here. Is he one of the best Rockies pitchers ever?
Probably.
There's nothing really to compete with, I feel like.
There's one, I'm blanking on the name, but there's one guy was pretty good for them in like the obviously 07 run.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't think.
You have to think.
I can't. Can't think of who else they would have had.
But the last one here, finishing it off with NASCAR.
Oh,
In 2011, Jimmy Johnson wins the Aaron's 499, edging Clint Boyer by about a foot. The official margin of 0.002 seconds ties for the closest finish in NASCAR Sprint Cup, history.
our former co-host would have loved today.
He would have had a ball.
Yeah, he really would have.
Here in a 2010s picture, and
then NASCAR.
Yeah. But he's working. He's a working man.
Unfortunately.
Hopefully we can get him on before the end of the year. Have a nice reunion for our last show. But we shall see. He's a busy man.
Yeah.
Good show today, though. We got some NBA. The playoffs are underway. Well, the play-ins, I should say. Whether you want to consider them officially playoffs or not is up to you. I think it is. I don't know why people argue against it. It's postseason. This is the playoffs.
Yeah.
These games are happening postseason.
It's weird. I think it's postseason, but I don't think it's playoffs. If that makes any sense.
That doesn't make sense because they're the same thing.
Postseason, if we define it like that.
Postseason is the playoffs.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying for me it's like a post-season thing because the regular season teams aren't playing, but it's not the playoffs yet because you don't see teams say that they made the playoffs until they win that playing game to officially get in the playoffs.
No, I think they're parallel. They're
I just don't know. I think they're more perpendicular.
I see it as a rhombus.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
We also got some maybe MLB, probably
Yeah.
MLB. You want to do that first or that second?
Yeah, God, I'm literally wearing a Cubs hat right now after the Phillies had a terrible series against the Cubs because I'm down to root for any team besides them right now.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the Mets Dodgers with friend of the show Connor Haven, and the Mets they got spanked in this game. It ended up being 8-2. Ohtani was on the mound, actually pitched and didn't hit for the first time in like years. And I was just thinking to myself, I can't even enjoy the Mets being this bad because the Phillies are also terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean that's a really entertaining bad Mets team because the guys they brought in all suck. Like Bichette's been terrible, Simeon's been terrible, even like Lindor has been terrible. And I haven't even been able to enjoy it because the Phillies are just so bad. Collapsing in every way possible. They jump out 13 runs in the first game at their series against the Cubs, and everyone just immediately predicts what's yet to come. We run up the score, and then it's going to be 2 runs the rest of the series. And it ended up being not much more.
Yeah, I want to talk about this third game, the 11-2 finish.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Not a good game for the Phils. Shota Imanaga had a pretty good day on the bump. He had 11 strikeouts.
That's the thing that kills me because he gave up a leadoff homer to Trey Turner. And then after that, you put up one more run the rest of the game. It's just a team in disarray, man. I mean,
what's going on with Jesus Luzardo?
He's been horrible. He's leaving a lot of pitches over the zone. That's been a big problem.
That game, he had 12 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned, a walk, 4 strikeouts. Obviously gave up a homer.
Yeah, he's at over a 7 ERA right now. It's just unacceptable. You can't have that from your third option.
Yeah, especially not knowing what to expect from Aaron Nola for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and Nola hasn't even been that bad.
He's been pretty good so far, and then obviously, what's Zach Wheeler going to look like when he comes back? To me, this is a guy who needs to be pretty solid.
Yeah, especially considering that Wheeler's fastball, he hasn't even been able to get up to 97 in AAA right now. So he still is going to need some time to recover. And then you add on the fact that Luzardo's just stinking it up. Taijuan Walker had actually a pretty good outing, got the win in his last start, but he has been terrible the other 2 games, and you can't feel any kind of cushion with that. Andrew Painter has actually been pretty good, but he's a rookie. It's hard to rely on that when everybody but Christopher Sanchez is just inconsistent. So I mean, it's that. It's literally just the entire team. Like, that's my biggest takeaway. At the plate, we're still leaving runners in scoring position. That has been the biggest problem with the Phillies offense the last 3 years. Guys like, I mean, Schwarber is still hitting homers. He's been all right to start the year. Trey's starting to heat up a little bit. Bryce is starting to look like himself a little bit, but I'm still worried about him. I think injuries are really starting to catch up to him. But I mean, everyone else is just playing terrible baseball. And it's a problem because the 1-2-3 that they have at the top of the lineup, it should be amazing. It should be one of the best in the league. And to start the year, I know I just mentioned all three of them, but I don't really feel like they're going to be as consistent as the year goes on. Like I said, Bryce, just you can see at the plate, he's got less pop in that swing. He's letting a lot of pitches go, and it's becoming an issue. And then Trey, I mean, the glove has not been good at all. Defensively as a whole, they've been terrible. Some of the most errors in the league. The bullpen has been egregious. It has been absolutely, outside of obvious like Yohan Duran, who's been outstanding, but that's a given. You know that you're going to be getting that from him. The rest of the bullpen has been just awful. There's really nothing else to say. I mean, it's just a complete collapse all around by every facet of this Phillies offense, their defense, their pitching. It's just, you name it. The entire team is playing bad baseball right now. There's not a single guy outside of maybe Yohan Duran and Christopher Sanchez that I can say, okay, we're getting consistent performances from them.
I'd say Sanchez has definitely been that guy so
Sanchez
far.
has been good, yeah. But I think that's kind of a given that Sanchez is going to be that good. He's your ace for a reason. Sure, when Wheeler comes back, if he's fully healthy, he'll probably reassume that position. But Sanchez is definitely one of the best number 2 options in the entire league. He's one of the best pitchers in the National League. But it's not enough. You only have him pitching 1 out of 5 days. The other 4 days, we have inconsistency on the mound. We have, like I had mentioned, these errors. We have no consistency whatsoever when it comes to driving in runs. It's just a continuation of the end of last year where it's just home runs that are bringing in runners to the plate. That's it. They're not using the short ball. They're not finding ways to win just by hitting. They're just swinging for the fences. And as a result, we're seeing a bunch of strikeouts. You'd mentioned Imanaga had 11 strikeouts. Embarrassing by the Phillies hitters. And I'm not saying Imanaga's a bad pitcher. He's a great pitcher. But it was an embarrassing performance by that offense, especially after Trey leading off that game with a home run. And you can't do anything after that. It's horrible. It's inexcusable. And it's somewhat, I don't want to say fully because I'm very excited for Philly sports right now, but it is bringing down a little bit the excitement of the Sixers and the Flyers right now, just because of how bad the team that was way more consistent than both of them combined are playing. So, it's frustrating.
I think some credit to the Cubs, too. I mean, this not off to a super hot start, kind of in the same boat, and this was a good bounce back for them this series. And this offense is mashing, led by Nico Horner, who has been one of the best hitters in baseball to this point so far. If he keeps this up, he could really emerge as he already is one of the best second basemen in the league. But if he keeps it up, top 3, top 2, not 2. He could really be that guy. I think he's super talented. But yeah, tough series for the Phils, man.
Yeah, just brutal.
Tough series.
But I just wanted to get that off my chest. It's
I'm glad you
not
did.
something I'm trying to dwell on too much because
I don't think it's necessarily you don't have smart hitters in your lineup, but it's like I look at a guy like Schwarber. I know what he's going up to do. Yeah. He's not looking to do anything else besides one thing. At this point, kind of Harper. I mean, he's just looking to hit the ball hard. I think if you can figure out that bottom half and nail down the situational hitting and emphasizing moving guys around, getting guys over, then there could be some success. But I don't know if there's a lot of cohesion in this lineup, top to bottom.
No, I wouldn't say there is either.
Because it does feel like a lot of the guys, similarly to the Yankees, that just want to go up in there and hit. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes you need to take a seat and realize that you have Aaron Judge on your team or Bryce Harper.
Exactly. And then we're already bringing in runs, like I had mentioned, through homers.
Mhm.
You know, it's important to just focus on just getting them hits. You know what I mean? But yeah, the Phillies are the bottom of my concerns right now when it comes to sports. Obviously, I care a lot about them, but we're focused on other things that we'll get to in a second.
My turn.
My turn. My turn.
Oh, Michael, you so down, babe.
Is that the best episode of The Office?
That is the best.
I think it's got to be like up there with top episodes.
Babe, please, you're just like, whoa.
The bloopers from that show or that episode too are so funny.
That is a $200 plasma screen TV.
Good luck paying for that with your $0 for salary, babe.
Yankees.
Yeah, let's get to it.
We're off to a hot start. They were, and then the Athletics series hit, and it was a skid.
Yeah, a little trouble against the AL West.
They won the first game, and then lost the next 2 to the A's and lost the next 3 to the Rays for a 5-game losing streak. They get back in the win column, though, with a back-and-forth great game between the Angels, 11-10 finish. Amazing game. Ended on a Jose Caballero walk-off. Walk-off on a pass ball, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He stole home. Great game. Great finish. It's nice seeing them win again. And then the next day they lose 7-1 and get absolutely shelled. Will Warren does not look great in this start. Offense, or no, it was Ryan Weathers, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Weathers, although 10 Ks, did give up 5 runs. Not the kind of start you want from him. And the offense just goes completely dormant. Lots of strikeouts, 12 strikeouts by the Yankee lineup that day. And then they win the next game, and then lost the one yesterday in horrible fashion, 11-4. So I come out the series split, but as we kind of hinted at earlier, still not super happy about the start of the season.
Yeah.
The lineup has been really slow.
Really, really bad. I will say, though, with the Yankees, that easily could have been a 3-1 series that they lost. Easily. With that Game 3. That could have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, what's going on with everybody outside of Ben? I mean, Judge, Stanton, those two have been all right. Bellinger's been all right. But outside of Ben Rice, it just feels like this offense is doing nothing.
Yeah, Judge has been great again. Was never really worried about him.
No.
He's been turning it up. He had maybe 5 or 6 home runs in this series to combat Mike Trout, who also had 5 or 6 home runs in this series. What a great duel between those two faces of the league. I know Mike Trout's a little older, but he's still face of the league.
Love seeing Trout do stuff like that.
And it was just a great series for them to, watching those two, arguably GOATs of the league right now go at it. But yeah, it's been the bottom of the lineup for sure. Brutal start. I mean, there's guys I look at and I question why they get so many games and starts at bats.
Oh, yeah.
I look at JC Escarra. Yeah. I mean, I get we don't have much catching depth. A lot of the catching depth we've had in the minor leagues, we dished off for better players and deals and stuff. You could look at a Carlos Narvaez for the Red Sox right now. Augustin Ramirez for the Marlins. It's a lot of guys like that who, in my opinion, would be better options as a backup catcher as opposed to JC Escarra. But he's kind of all we have right now.
Yeah.
And, you can't really expect Austin Wells to play every single day it's difficult playing every day as a catcher, and also his bat is not very reliable.
Yeah, see, I feel like that definitely is a problem with the Yankees because it felt like Wells played almost every game last year, and that's never going to work.
No, and it doesn't help that he's also a left-handed hitting catcher like Wells, so it's you don't really get any you don't get any different looks if you put him out there instead of Wells. It's kind of the same thing, and it has been a struggle. It's been a .067 batting average to start the year. He's been a big issue. I mean, Randall Grichuk, why is he starting games? And it's the strategy of the righty-lefty. I get it. I'm not going to act like we're the only team that does it. Every team, or the Yankees are the only team that does it. Every team does it. But to sacrifice having a righty-lefty matchup, you take one of your best hitters out of the lineup for 2 games in this series, missing a start, and then he comes back in, and big surprise, in each of those games, he had at least 1 hit and at least 1 RBI.
Yeah, this kind of crap drives me nuts because Grichuk has 1 hit on the year, so clearly the lefty-righty thing is just not working. After a while, you got to realize that this guy's just not a good hitter, even if it's a favorable pitching matchup. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, I don't understand, first off, why Ben Rice isn't starting every single game so far. I don't understand how Grichuk is even still on the team. And I really don't get how Jason Dominguez hasn't been called up. I don't, it's so many things that I'm just confused about.
And a great example is you can pinpoint this game 1 that I was talking about earlier, the 11-10 finish. Trent Grisham didn't start that game. He ended up coming in as a pinch hitter. Ben Rice didn't start that game. He came in as a pinch hitter. Ben Rice had, if I'm looking correctly, I lost his name. Yeah, he had a hit and a walk, and he scored that game. Mm-hmm. Trent Grisham came in and hit 2 home runs in his pinch hit appearance.
Right, exactly.
I mean, Judge had 2 home runs that day too, but he's Aaron Judge. But it's stuff like that. They're losing the game, and then Boone thinks to himself, oh, maybe I should have started these guys. All right, let's get him in now, and then you see him do that.
Yeah.
And it's like the light bulb going off in how I picture it.
It's a gold watch light bulb going off.
Righty lefty is important, but oh man, when I start my actual best players in the lineup, good things happen.
Right.
And that's what it all boils down to. I understand the matchups, and to some degree, yes, you should go with those. I think Paul Goldschmidt is a good option against left-handed pitching. I think he's a great guy to come off the bench. He's a great veteran presence. He gets on base. He can be a leadoff guy because of the way he gets on base and his hitting ability. But I look at the rest of the bench. Randall Grichuk, no. JC Escara, no. Ahmed Rosario, at this point I don't mind him either. He's had a really good start to the year. But it's still, in my opinion, not a guy who needs to be starting over Ben Rice. It just doesn't make sense to me. And it's how you lose games. As if you gotta, as much as you can, run with your best lineup.
I take a sports commentary class, and every week we have people, everyone in the class has to write like a little 1-minute thing and go up to the podium and speak. And it's, naturally being sports commentary, it's always got to be related to some opinion, sports related. And we had 2 different people, unplanned, come up and complain about Aaron Boone's lineups. 2 different people. And they had no idea that either was doing that speech. I mean, it's gotten to a boiling point, I think, with Boone, where it's just this is happening every single year. And if I'm noticing as a Phillies fan, and I don't even pay attention to any other managers outside of Aaron Boone just because of how notably bad his decision making is. I think the lineups more so than anything have been the worst part of his managerial career. You can add that to a long line of things that he's been doing wrong in New York.
Decisions.
Yeah, I think it's been the lineups more so than anything. I can't tell you how many times that you have complained to me about why is this guy playing today? Why do we have this guy starting in left instead of this guy, or and it's been since I knew you freshman year, this has been a thing. And 4 years of this.
And it's not I get it. Some guys need days off. There's some guys who, they can play every day. And there's some guys who it's more beneficial to have multiple off days within a season. But what I said to you when I first saw the lineup, I think 2 days ago, it's April.
Yeah.
You can't tell me right now that anyone needs a rest day in April.
No, absolutely
And
not.
Cody Bellinger had one, and that was a reason for Randall Grichuk to be in the lineup to play left field.
I mean, Ben Rice is playing first base. He does not need rest.
No. And in Bellinger, like, I'm sorry, maybe something was feeling off. I don't know. I don't know the exact details, but it's April. And you're a dude who is a very, very important part of this lineup. He does not need an off day in April. If that's something you want to pick up in June or July through the dog days, so be it. I'm not crazy. I'm not unreasonable. But in April, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And that was a reason for Randall Grichuk to start to play outfield in placement of Cody Bellinger, who hits left-handed pitching really well for a left-handed hitter. He has some of the best numbers against left-handed pitching as a left-handed hitter in the entire league.
Yeah.
So matchups aren't a problem for that guy. It's just and the bullpen severely lacks talent. It's just not good.
Yep.
Outside of David Bednar, and I like Fernando Cruz. I think he definitely can have blow-ups, but when he's on, he's on. Timmy Hill,
yeah,
one of my favorites. But Brent Hedrick, to his credit, has had a good start of the year. I'm still not convinced. Paul Blackburn, to his credit, has had a pretty good start to the year. Still not convinced.
Mm-hmm.
Camilo Duvall has been very tough. He's been getting up a lot of runs.
Yeah, and Yarborough's terrible.
Yarborough is another guy. He can be good, but am I still convinced? No. And that was a difference between years past with the bullpen. You look at the list of guys top to bottom, and you were convinced. They could have a bad season. Luke Weaver could have had like a 4 or some ERA. But you look at that roster, and you're like, I trust these guys.
Yep.
I don't feel that way with this bullpen, at least not yet. That's all I got.
Yeah, a lot of frustration today for both of us.
Starting pitching has also been tough, but not as bad. And Cole and Rodon, no, but Cole should be coming back soon.
I think when Cole comes back, and this is probably a hot take, I think it's the best rotation in baseball. Yeah, I actually think that.
I think it could be. It's all dependent on those back-end guys, though.
I mean, Fried had his first bad game of the year, but before that, he was just dealing.
Mm-hmm.
Schlittler, big fan of him.
Yeah.
I really like what he has. Luis Heel, he's starting to fall off a little bit, starting to fall off the tracks, but he's still young. I'm going to give him a pass. I think he could be a 5. But, yeah, once Cole comes back, I mean, that's your guy, that's your ace.
Yeah, I like when he comes back, I like the rotation of him, or I guess Fried, him, Schlittler, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers.
Yeah, and
that's a really good rotation.
I don't really hate Ryan Weathers either. I think he's got some good stuff.
He still has to prove it, but
if he can be a 5 that's going to give up, like, I don't know, if he has like a 4 ERA, I think that's fine. As long as he just keeps striking guys out.
Yeah, I would obviously prefer it to be out of the 4s. I don't care. It could be like a 3.9, but yeah, but he's another guy who it would be great if he turned it around. But if not, I think our starting pitching depth is the best it's ever been. So if he's not figuring it out, I'm not too concerned.
Yeah, I would agree. Let's go to happier times. Let's talk about the NBA. First, though, I do want to show some love for my Flyers.
Get into it, dude.
I'm really, really loving hockey right now, and this is not a hockey show by any means. We don't know anything about hockey, but I have been watching a week of Flyers hockey. I cannot wait for tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Flyers first round against their heated rival, the Penguins. These two teams hate each other so much that I saw a tweet today that somebody in an Acme in like Manayunk or something, which like I know you don't know what that is, it's like a borough outside of Philly.
Yeah.
Had said like Sidney Crosby sucks because someone was wearing like a Flyers jersey, and people like coming up to him the whole time. They're like, "Let's go Flyers!" I mean, this is a hockey city when they're good. The Flyers have some of the best fans in the entire sport. I'm just gonna say real quick everything that I know about this team. Dan Vladar is awesome. He's the goalie we finally need. He was huge in the Hurricanes game. Flyers go down 2-0. This was to clinch the playoffs if they had won, which they did. Vladar doesn't let up a single goal the rest of the game, saves 2 shots on the shootout. We win. Awesome performance. And his post-game speech was really, really cool. It was funny, too, because most hockey players that are international, Vladar's, he's Czech. So I figured he would need like a translator or something. No, he just, boom. He was like, I love this city. I love these fans. I'm going to do everything that I can. That's the kind of guy I want
As a bar.
in my net. Yeah.
Rhymed.
Did it actually? I didn't even notice. I didn't clock.
I love these fans. I'm going to do anything I can.
Oh, well, if he did that, then he's a poet. And he didn't even know it.
Oh.
Maybe I'm a poet. But I'm so excited because...
Follow Young Sweat at SoundCloud. Yes, she has one.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, bring out the archives on that. Anyway, this team's so fun because they play together as a team better than I feel like anybody in the NHL. I mean, their highest goal scorer on the year was Owen Tippett, and he's only at like 28 goals. So you got the combination of him. Trevor Zegras has been awesome. Michkov, of course. It's really just going to be a lot of fun to watch, and I'm super excited. So, any hockey fans out there, I'm doing my best. I'm going to be watching every game this round. But another Philly team
Real quick,
also in the playoffs.
last hockey thing. Rangers suck, and I'm not going to lie. I'm a terrible fan when it comes to the Rangers. I only keep up when they're good, and that wasn't since 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, I regrettably feel the same way about the Flyers.
And I do want to get more into it, and I always say I will, but I don't know. It's hard to keep up with all the players. It's a stupid excuse, but I just don't end up watching. But it's weird because I do love watching hockey games, and I think they're really fun. One of the best live events I went to was a hockey game. That was awesome. It was Rangers Sabres in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, I don't know, never been that connected with it, and I want to get better.
Yeah,
But I think for the playoffs, I probably will root for the Sabres. I think that's really cool that they're finally a legitimate threat.
Mm-hmm.
And it would mean the Bills frustrate me with the fans around here, but they don't frustrate me with the Sabres.
No,
they all love the Sabres. They're all super into it here.
Yeah, I would say some of the best fans for hockey I've ever seen. It's so serious here.
Yeah, every single one of them so into it here at Bonaventure, and I would love to see something cool happen for all of them. A lot of our friends are big Sabres fans, so
yeah,
that would be pretty sweet.
We might have to have like a Sabres fan come on next week and talk.
We got a few. We got a Ryan Balland.
Yeah.
Been on the show before.
We got a few names we could talk about.
Yeah. We got some guys.
So yeah, I'm excited for hockey, but Sixers are also in the playoffs. I can't even tell you the last time I remember the Flyers and the Sixers both being in the playoffs. It would have to have been early 2010s. So let me look it up.
Even that, I don't know. For both teams.
What do you have any guesses before I look it up?
This may be crazy. I was gonna say like 06.
No, I know it's at least 2010.
At least 2010.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I associate the Sixers with 2010s, especially early 2010s, I think bad.
Okay, well, this was before the process.
This is before everyone trusted the process.
Oh, 2009. Wow. Yeah. So this is the first time both of them have been in the playoffs since 2009.
That was a great sports year, by the way.
No,
that was a great World Series year. You know what? Yeah, it was. That was a great World Series.
No, it was not.
And the Yankees are back on top. Anyway, continue.
So I'm excited for the Sixers. Unlike a lot of negative Nancy's that are Sixers fans, I love this team. I think they're awesome. Even with or without Embiid, obviously Embiid plays and it's super important. But it's different than last year. I think this team is play so much better without Embiid than they would have last year or 2 years ago, for that matter. I mean, do I feel good against Boston even with Embiid? No, if I'm being honest. I really don't. But I'd say it's more just unfortunate that we have to play Boston, especially because without Tatum, it felt like they were a lot more formidable.
Mm-hmm.
We still struggled against them, but did feel like they were a little bit easier to beat. But now Tatum's back, which is not good for us. I don't think the Sixers are going to win this series. I don't think a lot of people do. I saw Stephen A. Smith on First Take talk about how the Sixers shouldn't even consider themselves to have a chance against the Celtics, which, okay, I don't think we're going to win, but to say we don't have a chance is a little insane.
But damn.
It got even worse, too. There was a guy on NBC Boston that said he's shocked if the Sixers even win a game. I was like, shut up. That's Boston ego right there at its finest.
I also want to remind everyone, everything you're saying about the Sixers right now is exactly what people thought when the Knicks went into Boston.
That's true.
This was, I don't care what people can say, oh no, I didn't think that at all. Everyone was under the assumption that Boston was going to win that series in 5 games minimum. And the Knicks start off 0-2, or 2-0.
I mean, we're a different team. We got 2 guys that were not a factor before that are now. And it's VJ Edgecombe and it's Paul George. And they showed what they can do in the Magic game playing iso ball.
Oh, yeah.
Both of them from mid-range without Embiid. I firmly believe, especially when Andre Drummond's in, and I love having Andre Drummond because him and Adembona are perfect. They are old-school centers that are going to give you rebounds. Adembona is an athletic freak in the post. He had 3 amazing blocks in the play-in against the Magic. One of them, I gotta show you it after the show. It was just ridiculous. He got so high, like head over the hoop, for a block. It was awesome. But I like having them as centers because they don't need to do anything on offense, and they're fine with that. So what I want to see happen if Embiid is out, and he very well could be, because an appendicitis is fairly serious.
Yeah.
VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey, and Paul George. I want to see them, when they have the ball, use the shot clock to their advantage. I want to see them slow down their pace, and I want to see them take defenders one-on-one. And the Celtics they have some of the best defenders in the entire sport. Derek White, Jaylen Brown. But what I saw from them in the Magic series, or the Magic play-in game, I saw an ability to handle guys one-on-one by both PG and Edgecombe with their handles. And I find that incredibly encouraging. So I just want to see you get them the rock and you just run iso ball on a lot of these possessions. Not every possession, of course. But I think that they play better when guys are doing it by themselves instead of when they're trying to figure it out as a team, because they get a little over-aggressive when it comes to shooting. I mean, that Magic game, for a lot of the third quarter, they were up by 9, and they could have just pounded it into the post, and they just kept settling for threes that were not falling, and I was ripping my hair out. I felt like I was going crazy. So slow it down, Play to your pace that works for you. Not everybody, especially this season in the NBA, has to play fast. We're seeing better defense this year. We're seeing worse efficiency on offense, and I think a lot of that comes from teams trying to play to the modern NBA pace.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a key, and I think the Sixers can steal 2 games even without Embiid.
I think at least going into the first game, they need to be prepared for Boston. I think both teams in this Orlando game played a little sloppy.
Agreed.
There's a lot of turnovers.
Especially the Magic. My God.
Yeah. There's a lot of turnovers from the Sixers as well, and the Celtics are not going to do that.
No.
And that's something you definitely need to tidy up. I thought 3-point shooting was fine. It was kind of an average clip. You obviously wanted to see someone like Maxey hit some more of those shots. Someone like Kelly Oubre, who had a great shooting night, but
when he was missing, it was bad. He had a few air balls.
Yes, but yeah, I mean, I like this team even without Embiid. I mean, this was the same team that was winning games without him during the season.
Yeah,
when you guys had that rough start, and then you turned it around and were one of the hottest teams in basketball.
It's true.
But I like this team. You have year 13 Andre Drummond putting up a double-double in the play-in game.
He's been awesome.
Like I think the depth is there. I think the talent is there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if Paul George finally is healthy, no issues going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
He can be effective. When was the last time we saw a good playoff PG?
Clippers, like 3 years ago, and even then it's.
Yeah.
What you got from PG in the postseason was up and down. He dropped 30, and then he would have terrible efficiency the next night. So what I want to see is
that was a story of those Clippers teams, bro.
Yeah, they were up and down. They were all over the place. I'd love to see PG as a second or third option because he really thrives in that role. And I was someone, too, that I didn't think. I mean, the playing game, we're looking at one situation. I still don't really think Maxey can be a number one option consistently if Embiid's out for a whole year. At least not on like a championship caliber team by any means. But with support around him, that's where he can thrive. When he was having to do it all by himself, that's when he's at his worst. That's when he's inefficient. That's when he's having to settle for too many shots because no one's helping him. With PG and Edgecombe, and this is what I mean when I'm talking about iso ball, that unlocks a new level on offense. That gives you more options that you can create. You bring the ball down the court, and PG's on a mismatch in the baseline. Boom, you got him. So I think, obviously you had alluded to it, and I completely agree. You got to be ready for the Celtics. They're experienced. They know how to play as a team. Tatum being back, that dude kills us. Every series we've played him.
And it might be a bad strategy because obviously it didn't play out for the Knicks. But you saw what the Knicks did. Not only from a roster standpoint, but how they played. They practiced and played and built a team meant to beat the Celtics.
Yeah, exactly.
And I hate to say it, I think that's what the Sixers should do. I think they should play and do as much as they can to stop the Celtics. And then maybe the next series doesn't go as well, but I thought that was so big for the Knicks to beat the Celtics, even though they did end up losing the Pacers in a series they should have won. But the importance to that franchise to beat the Celtics in the way they did.
Yeah, that's the hump right now.
That is the hump, no matter what. At this point, with the Celtics, no matter what year it is. Like, they are the hump. And they're just such a... and that's a testament to them more than anything else. Like,
agreed, yeah.
This is a team that you really have to practice and...
got prep.
And prep for. And sometimes that takes a lot of energy. Like, honestly, it takes energy out of these guys. So
no, undoubtedly, yeah. I mean, they've been a thorn in our sides for as long as we've been good. So
Jaylen Brown's gonna.
Yeah, he's been outstanding this year.
Derek White always has multiple games of the playoffs where he just cannot miss.
Here's a name that scares me: Neemias Queta.
Yes,
that dude dominates
season for
us.
him.
That dude is underrated as hell. Mm-hmm. He dominates us.
Maybe next Friday we can get our Celtics fan on here and they can have a little discussion.
Yeah, I'd love to have him on.
Depending on where the series is at.
See at that point. But, like, obviously I've made some contradicting points about the Sixers. I've said that I think that they hate for the Sixers right now, about them basically, like, going in just doing whatever they can. Kind of just like left for dead. I feel like that's an unfair thing to take away. I don't think that they're going to be... This isn't like a young team going up against the defending champions or anything. Like, both of these teams know how each other plays. The thing is, the Celtics are just so much more deep than the Sixers. That's going to, I think, make a huge difference. So I think it comes from having to stop this lineup and then go into the bench and then stop the bench. and we just don't have a good enough bench to be able to counter that. So, I mean, like I said, 6-game series is where I see it. If we can win 2, okay. Especially if Embiid's not playing. If you can steal 2 with the Celtics, I'm encouraged about that. And next year, you got to realize, okay, we got a good core. PG is actually playing really good again, so we still have 2 years of him. That doesn't look like a bad contract anymore. Now what do we do with Embiid? Do we hold on to him? Eventually they probably are, because I don't think anyone's going to pick up his contract, but it's a question of, do we make a big move? Do we try to retool this thing, or do we ride it out for another year and just hope Embiid's healthy? So, with that being said, let's get to the next.
That's going to be a tough question to answer. Yes. I don't have the answers.
We got the answers.
All right, Knicks versus Hawks. I'm getting deja vu. I know Trae Young's not there anymore, but I'm getting nervous. Knicks went 2-1 against the Hawks in the regular season. They won the last game 108-105. Both teams' scoring numbers are pretty similar. They're both around 120-ish a game, so I would expect a decently high-scoring series between both teams. I was trying to find a good way to look at this and try to explain it to you. I'm just going to go with what I have written down, even though it might not make sense.
Okay.
Just let's say like hypothetically, reset of the Knicks right now. You know, what happened in the regular season didn't happen. It's just going into it right now.
Okay.
Brunson averages close to 30. He's one of the best point guards in the game. Cat, but probably the best scoring big man in the league, not named Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
OG Anunoby, Hart, Mikal Bridges all fill out the starting 5 as secondary options, or could easily step up and give you a game-leading performance any night of the week.
Especially Josh Hart.
Yes. Deuce McBride, Landry Shamet, incredible 6-7-man options, legitimate production when they're in. Jordan Clarkson, Jose Alvarado, same story for me. And then Mitch Robinson, who has even started games in the past playoffs under Tom Thibodeau. Huge factor for the Knicks defensively. There's just so many positives all around in this Knicks lineup, and it still just doesn't feel good. I don't know how
really?
It's something about it. I guess the thing is, like, you don't get this. This is something that could happen every night, but it's something that doesn't. And it's hard to take away from them because they have been one of the best teams since around January.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at what did it for us last year with the similar starting 5. It was Cat taking a huge step down. It was Mikal Bridges being a very ineffective scorer.
Mm-hmm.
It was Josh Hart playing banged up. It was Brunson playing banged up. It just something always happens, or someone's not producing. And I'm nervous that might happen in this playoff series against a team that it shouldn't happen against.
I don't think the Hawks are slouched by any means.
I don't think so either.
They're a good team. But I still think this is the Knicks series to lose, to be honest. Hawks are too young. Knicks are too experienced. Just the Knicks' depth on paper, they're up there with the Thunder for the most deep team.
That's kind of what I'm trying to get at here is the on paper versus what we get.
Right.
And some of their losses, especially to the good teams, you kind of just scratch your head, like, why isn't this team playing the way they should be? And that's the case for, like, I get all teams have games like that, all teams lose like that, but that was the case for that Pacers series. You kind of scratch your head, like, what happened in this game?
Yeah.
I mean, I get the Pacers were hitting unbelievable shots that entire series, but, you know, why is Cat not scoring? Why is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I do think the Knicks take this series. I obviously was joking around at the beginning, deja vu. The last time the Knicks played the Hawks in the playoffs. Actually, no, it might have not been the last time. I feel like there was a time before.
No, I think it was.
Maybe it was whatever. Regardless, they lost. and Trae Young put on a show. Didn't they go on a run that year?
Yeah, they made it to the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
Finals.
Trae Young's
Lost to the Bucks.
The boogeyman's not there anymore, so I'm feeling good. Yeah, this Hawks team is deep. They got a lot of young talent. They run big lineups.
They do.
Or rotations, I should say. These are like 10 to 11 guy rotations.
Dyson. Oh, I thought you meant like size wise. Yeah, they
size
do.
wise too, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have a lot of guys that can be threats. That's what's scary about them. They have a lot of guys that you look at the name and you're, oh, really like this guy, but then you see what they can do, and it's a pretty big impact.
Kind of similar story to the Trailblazers this year.
Yeah, they're very similar.
Teams.
I would say maybe not as much the Hornets, but the Hornets kind of fall in that category a little bit too. But yeah, they're definitely like the Trailblazers, sneaky good team.
Yeah, I mean, what I said, I mean, it didn't really make sense. I still think the Knicks are going to win, but I just think can be a legit concern with this team, especially at moments when I would watch this year and it didn't look good. It just could be worrisome when you do have to go up against a Celtics or a Pistons, who we couldn't even beat in the regular season. It just gets, and we did end the season, not end the season, but our last game against the Celtics, we did beat them. That was a great game. We're just gonna have to see. I think it's easily a team that could make the finals and come out of the East, but I think they could just as easily blow up and could even lose to the Hawks. You know what I mean?
Could happen, yeah.
I just think there can be a lot of inconsistencies in this lineup, especially in the starting five. That's why I really appreciate what they did last offseason and at the deadline with the depth, with getting a guy like Jose Alvarado, keeping Landry Shamet, keeping Deuce McBride, signing a Jordan Clarkson, keeping Mitch Robinson, like making all these moves. I think it really makes this team better for the long run too, because that was kind of an issue last year. Was like, is this team going to be able to last through a whole entire 2 months of the playoffs with how much these stars are playing? And they kind of proved that wrong last year, but still, I'm excited. I am excited. I don't want to make it seem like I'm not really happy for the Knicks, but
you're weary though.
I'm weary.
Yeah.
I still think I'm not going to be surprised if they make a run, go to the Eastern Conference Finals and win it, but I also won't be surprised if something happens and they lose early on. Because I think the talent in the East right now is really severely underrated.
It's ridiculous.
Severely underrated. I think it gets, comparing it to the West, obviously, it's like the West is the big dog. A lot of the top teams would most likely beat the East teams in a series, but I don't know. The East is really good this year.
Yeah, it is. I think the West is just so much more top-heavy. The two teams that I think are going to have a chance to win it are the Thunder and the Spurs, so obviously they're going to be in consideration, but the East is more deep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sixers. Are they winning the series, and in how many games?
No.
If they're losing, then how many games?
6 games.
You think they lose the first game? Hot take, I think they win the first game. I think they still lose the series, but I could see them winning the first game.
I could totally see them winning
kind of
the
giving
first
you
game.
some false hope of momentum, and then it all comes crashing down.
I could see that happening for sure. I don't really know if I would have an opinion on that. I think it's not to be like a PC coach here, but it's kind of just a one game at a time thing. Just gotta see what happens. TD Garden's not an easy place to play.
No, I think it will be Celtics. Unfortunately, I know I was talking about, I do like the Sixers team. I think they could give the Celtics a run for their money. I'm going to say Celtics in 5. I think they're going to come out hot.
Yeah, like a lot of this depends on Joel Embiid's availability. If Joel Embiid's playing good, this could be a 7-game series.
It's part of trusting the process getting his appendix taken out, and then it's like once that happens,
Trust the appendix.
he goes full super mega star mode. Like,
yeah, maybe. Who knows? I mean, he's dominating even with that.
I just think I think their Celtics guard play is going to be too much, and then obviously Jason Tatum is Jason Tatum.
Worried about him. What about the Knicks?
Knicks, I think it is going to be a lengthy series. I think you're gonna get flashbacks of the Knicks Pistons series last year. I think I'm gonna say 7 games.
Wow.
No, I'm gonna say 6 games. I'm gonna say Knicks in 6. I think the Hawks are gonna give them a run. 7? What you said?
I said 6. Knicks in 6.
So lucky what? You threw up the thumb.
Oh, I did?
You threw up the thumb there, big dog.
I did, yeah. I see what you mean now. I meant 6. Knicks in 6, I think, too.
Orange and blue skies. We are in a dark room right now, so we can't tell. I am going golfing after this, though. And I'm going to tell everyone on air right now I drove one 295. I've been telling everyone
Allegedly.
This is true. This is true.
Allegedly.
It's not a folktale. It's not myth.
Like, I don't know what to believe and what not to believe, because Owen Albright testified in your favor.
I can get Ryan Ballon, former person on the show, former friend, guest of the show, to testify as well. He was there. I can get Ben Vitale, another buddy of ours. Should get him on the show, though. That'll be fun.
Even though he's a Thunder fan.
Oh, he's a Thunder fan.
Ugh.
Thunder and Steelers. That's his jam.
And Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame football. A lot of fun, that guy is.
Yeah. Real fun.
I'm going golf, and I think I'm going to have an amazing day. Obviously, PGA Tour level talent. But, some people have some off days.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to go. I have other things going on, but it is beautiful outside. So if you're listening at Bonaventure, please go outside. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, don't listen to us, or get your radio, get your speaker. Hope you listen to us outside.
Sit in like a lawn chair or something.
We're unfortunately ending the show now, but please listen to us outside.
Yes, please do.
Listen to us say goodbye, and then you can play your music.
All right, everybody. That's going to do it for us.
Yeah, thank you all for listening. Again, please check out the TikTok, at the Second Take Show, all lowercase, posting new videos every day there, daily. Obviously, if you don't follow the Instagram yet, at Second Take Show, the same thing. And then if you're listening on YouTube, like and subscribe. Check out the rest of our videos. We really greatly appreciate it, and we appreciate all the support we get already. And we'll be back next Friday.